Zero the Hero here, and I want to read you a story from when I was a kid. This book right here, The Penguin That Hated the Cold, was my favorite book growing up as a kid. As you can see, it's had a lot of love. It's been read over and over. I've even got it duct taped together. But it is a great story. So you ready? This is Pablo the Penguin That Hated the Cold. Once there was a penguin named Pablo. He lived on a block of ice far away at the South Pole. The weather there was always cold. Ugh. Penguins like the cold. Most penguins, that is. But not Pablo. Penguins like to dive and swim and catch fish in the icy water. But not Pablo. Pablo was the only penguin on his block who hated the cold. Look at Pablo. He's got a fire. These guys are all loving the ice. But he's so cold, he just wants to stay warm. Poor Pablo. All the other penguins went skiing and ice skating. Look at this guy. Whoosh! Or they played all day in the snow at the beach. But not Pablo. What's Pablo doing? He's gathering up wood for his fire. Pablo stayed inside close to the hot stove. He kept his flippers warm and his feathers warm. Cold weather, said Pablo, is for the birds. The other birds, not me. Look at all these birds over here. This guy's got a huge fish. How cool is that? And this guy's skiing. They're having all kinds of fun. But Pablo, he just wants to stay in his little igloo and keep warm all day. One day, Pablo said to himself, "It's silly to be chilly. I will go where I can be warm all day." He put on his skis and packed his stove on his back. Look at this. He's got his whole stove right on his back. That's crazy. "So long, you birds," he said to the other penguins. "Wish me luck." So they are. "Bye, Pablo." There he is. He's got his stove on his back and he's headed out. Uh-oh. Something was wrong. The stove was pulling him backward. Oh no! Pablo was going the wrong way. Down the hill he went, faster and faster. He was sliding straight toward a cliff. Oh no! What's going to happen to Pablo? Let's find out. Suddenly, Pablo was hanging upside down. His skis had caught on the icy cliffs. Oh, look at Pablo. He's stuck. Now that was not such a good idea, said the other penguins. Poor Pablo was frozen stiff. They had to carry him home to his igloo. There they held him under the hot shower until he could walk again. Look at him underneath the shower. They got to thaw him out. Oh, poor Pablo. The next day, Pablo had another idea. He put hot water bags on his feet and under his coat. He put them all around his neck. Look at Pablo. He's got hot water bags. Now he's going to try to stay warm with those. "So long, you birds," he says. "Adios, amigos." This time, nothing can go wrong. But something did. When Pablo stopped to look at his map, the hot water bags melted the snow. They melted the ice. Pablo sank and sank and sank, bloop, 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 down into the icy cold water. "Poor Pablo," said the other penguins. "He will never get anywhere." When they pulled him out, he was frozen in a block of ice. And that was the way they carried him home. Oh, look at Pablo. He's frozen. Poor Pablo. But Pablo's hot stove soon melted the ice. The next day, Pablo said, "Now I have an idea that will really work. I will go by boat." He got a saw and cut a boat out of the ice under his igloo. Look at this. He's cutting out the ice. Inside the igloo, everything was ready for the big trip. His stove was in place. His tub was in place. Pablo was all ready to go. Look, he's even got a map so he can find his way. All the penguins on the block came to say goodbye. Then Pablo pulled up his sail and off he went. His boat sailed on through snow and fog, past mountains of ice. Wow, look at those huge mountains of ice. That's awesome. Day after day, night after night, Pablo sailed on. Then one morning, he woke up to find that the sun was shining. "Hot weather at last! I made it!" cried Pablo. He took off his warm clothes. He laid down in the warm sunshine. "Oh boy," said Pablo. This is the life. But Pablo spoke too soon. The hot sun started to melt his house. Then it began to melt his boat. Oh no! Soon Pablo was floating on a little piece of ice. He jumped into the tub. Bloop! But there was a hole in the bottom of the tub. Water began to run in. Pablo had to pour it out as fast as he could. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. He was pouring out the water. Quickly he put the shower pipe into the hole. The water began to splash out of the shower. Look at it splashing out. Oh my goodness. Suddenly the tub started to go full speed ahead. Far away, Pablo saw land and trees. Land ho! Look at the land over here. His boat sailed up onto the sandy beach. Pablo got out. He walked over to a banana tree and picked a nice yellow banana. This looks like a good place to build my house, he said. He collected lots of branches and started to build it. At last, Pablo had found the land of his dreams. No more cold for Pablo. Ah, look, his house even looks like his old igloo, but it's made out of straw. And his tub, and he's got a hammock, even a turtle with a drink. How cool is that? Pablo found the land of his dreams, no more cold. And the end. That was Pablo the Penguin That Hated the Cold. Zero's favorite book. Kids, you should always read, because reading